What's good, YouTube? It's from Short here. We're back for another card reaction video. It's been a little minute. It's been a little minute since they revealed any cards or talked about anything new. We got a lot of cards to talk about in this video. I was just roaming Facebook, seeing these cards a little while. I didn't want to do a video, but I thought like might as well do a video on them. First card is called None the Bloom Dogwood. It seems like it's the new Ghost Girl, and her effect, you can only use this effect with this card's name. Once it's her quick effect, you can discard this card, apply this effect for the rest of the turn. Each time your opponent special summons an effect monster or monsters during the main phase or battle phase, gain life points equal to the current attack of that monster. If you do not gain life points with this effect, half your life points during the end phase. So, pretty much, if your opponent special summons a bunch of monsters, you literally could just discard this card and literally gain a whole bunch of life points. So this card's going to see play. It's another Ghost Girl. I think I guess you could technically call this the Ghost Girl of this year. I'm not really a fan of the Ghost Girls. Any of them, like all of them, are annoying in certain ways. This one I don't mind. I guess this one helps you from getting FTK'd, OTK'd, anything like that. So she's really valuable. I think she's valuable in that way itself, in a way. But that's pretty much it on that one. I really do like this card. I really do. I like the artwork too. I love the little dog sitting next to the nun girl. I do. On to the next card we're going to talk about is a new card called Creature Disconnection. You only can activate one card with this card's name per turn. Target one non-link monster you control and one link monster your opponent controls. Switch control of those two monsters. So it's literally just creature swap in a way. It's like a link version of creature swap, which I don't understand why they made this. Yeah, I don't understand why they made this. You literally could just use creature swap, couldn't you? Huh. I mean, nonetheless, the artwork's cool, and it's already. I mean, it's always fun taking a link monster from your opponent. But I don't know. That's the. It's weird to me out that they made a whole nother creature swap, but just for link monsters. To the next card, we have Low Cupid. So like fairy, effect monster level 4, 1800 attack, 1600 defense. Cannot be destroyed by battle except for monsters with a higher level. Once a turn during the standby phase, you could have this card gain 1 level. So this card right here could be problematic depending on what you're playing it against. So you literally have to defeat it while its level is low. And there's cards that make it to where you can boost monsters' levels and stuff. So the fact that this card can't be destroyed by cards that's level is low, and that means if it can't be destroyed by monsters whose level or can't be destroyed by monsters except with levels, that means it can't be destroyed by links and XYZs pretty much. So you pretty much have to destroy by card effect. But if they make this to where it can be unaffected by card effects, you probably have to deal with this monster. That'd be really annoying. I like the artwork. I like that it's playing like it's like a fairy playing basketball. It's a little weird. The next card is a field spell called Mashodo. If your opponent controls more monsters than you do, your opponent cannot activate monster effects or declare an attack. If you control more monsters than your opponent, you cannot activate monster effects or declare an attack. During the end phase, if both players control the same amount of monsters, destroy this card. So, it likes to balance. So if you're playing a deck, that you know you're not going to have that many monsters, and I guess you could probably play this. So that's kind of interesting. I like the field spell. I like the artwork too. But this really can hurt you if you don't play it correctly. But if you play it right, it really will hurt your opponent. The next card we're talking about is called Stand-In. It's a quick play spell. I love the artwork just because it's using Abyss Actors. I love that archetype. You only can activate this card, one card with this card's name per turn. Tribute one monster and target one monster your opponent's graveyard with the same original type and attribute as that monster per summon to your field. So it lets you get monsters like if you're having some type of mirror match or you're both playing an archetype that's like the same. You're both playing a type. Same type in level deck but different names or something like that. You literally could just special summon a monster from their graveyard by distributing yours. So that's kind of good because if you're both playing dragons, you could probably tribute your level 1 dragon for their barrel load or something like that. So that's actually kind of lit. Next card, Morshalag. I hope I said that right. It's a equip spell. You can only equip to normal or set monsters you control, so that's interesting. The equipped monster is unaffected by opponents, special summon monsters of activated effects, so that's actually kind of lit. There's a lot of people special summon nowadays. During the damage calculations, when the equipped monster battles an opponent's special summon monster, the opponent's monster loses attack equal to the equipped monster's attack if it's during that damage calculation. Also, you can make it to where you can make it to their monster loses attack to your monster. So either you won't take too much damage, or you could probably even get over their monster. So that's actually not a bad quick card. I wouldn't mind playing that in certain decks. The next card, this card here, I read this before and it kind of interesting. Strain of the Lost Dragon. It's a continuous spell. You only activate the declares first. You only activate this card by declaring one card name. Each time the declared card or its effect is activated, half the life points of that card's owner when it resolves. Send this card to the graveyard during the end phase of the turn this effect was applied. If your opponent controls a monster, this card cannot be destroyed by card effects. So your opponent can't Twin Twister as long as they have a monster. They can't pop it either way. It will send itself to the graveyard when it uses effect. But if you know what your opponent's playing and they have to activate that card, their life points is going to get halved. So that's always kind of interesting. That's always kind of good, especially early on in the game. You literally have 8,000. That's straight 4,000 right. They'll be at 4,000. It won't take you too long to get rid of the rest of those life points. I love the artwork. It's like a dragon's marking its territory. That's actually kind of interesting. Alright, the next card, Handy Gallop. It's an Earth Beast level 1. Has no attack. Its first effect is this card can attack directly. Second effect, this card gains attack equal to the difference between both players' life points. If your life points is higher than your opponent's, you take any battle damage your opponent would take from battle involving this card. This card's actually kind of interesting because you could literally 1-for-1 this card out. So maybe your opponent did something to where your life points got halved. You literally could count this out. This monster have 4,000, so you could literally hit your opponent for 4,000 directly. There's a lot of things you can pretty much do with this card. It's not the best card, but it's actually kind of interesting. It's a beast monster, so you could probably use it in some low level beast decks because there's a lot of low level beast decks that would interestingly play this card. I love the artwork mostly. Literally, it's just running a race with some adult horses, but it has a jetpack just to match speed. That's actually kind of good. Loud Cloud, the disturbance causing noisy serpent. It's a water reptile. Its effect is level 5, 0 attack, 2,000 defense. Cannot be normal summon set. Must be special summon by banishing one fire and one wind monster from your graveyard. When I first saw that effect, I was just thinking of the new ritual deck. What is the new ritual deck that just came, Nephthys or something like that? I thought of that deck. You can banish the test. You only use this card's first and second effect once per turn. You can banish one fire monster from your graveyard and then target one monster your opponent controls, destroy, and if you do, this card gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's original attack. So that's actually kind of lit. You could just get rid of cards. The only thing about that I don't like it targets. If it didn't target, then it'd be a little bit nicer, but it targets. You can banish one wind monster from your graveyard and target one card your opponent's spell and trap cards aren't destroyed. So that gets you some spell and trap removal. So it has monster removal and spell and trap removal, which is always lit. I love the artwork of it. I thought it was a cloud card though. I thought it was a Cloudian card when I first saw it, but it kind of sucks that it's not. If this was a Cloudian card, I probably would like it a little bit more. But it's an interesting card. I'd try to play it, but I don't know many decks that play fire and wind, but maybe you could utilize it somehow. Assault Sniper, another card for assault monsters, is Earth Beast Warrior. Effect level 4 is 1,600 attack, 800 defense. You only can use this card's first and second effect. Once per turn, you contribute this card to special summon one monster, which lists the card Assault Mode activate on its text from your hand or deck, except Assault Sniper. You cannot special summon monster from your extra deck for the rest of the turn, except Synchro monsters. You can target one face-up monster you control, reveal one Synchro monster from your extra deck, and if you do, that target type actually becomes the same as that monster until the end of this turn. So that's actually kind of interesting. So this literally can get you to your combos. It's good that they're really giving you more and more cards for Assault Mode, because Assault Mode really needs a lot if they're going to actually make that deck more and more playable. But I think this would be a little lit, especially with the new Assault cards that is coming. This card really would help. Next card we have is World Legacy Finality. It's a normal trap. During attack declaration, when two link monsters are battling, shuffle all monsters on the field and in the graveyard to the deck. For the rest of this turn, this card resolved. Neither player can link summon. So it literally just restarts the duel. Like literally restarts the duel. Your opponent attacks your link monster, you literally just restart the duel pretty much. So that's actually kind of interesting. The next card we're talking about is Crusadia Testament. So more Crusadia support. You only can activate one card with this name per turn. Activate for one of these effects. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects that respond to your Crusadia monster's effect activation for the rest of this turn. After that's activated, when a Crusadia link monster you control is destroyed by an opponent's monster by battle, draw cards from your deck equal to its link rating. Activate one of these cards. So your opponent cannot activate cards this way. So you can either activate one or the other. I don't see it really. I don't really see them doing anything to respond to your Crusadia card, because there's a quick play to make it to where your Crusadia monsters won't be affected by stuff anyway. So pretty much you're probably just gonna use a second thing, and pretty much when you're playing Crusadia, unless you somehow brick, most likely you're gonna have at least a Link 3 on the field. So if that Link 3 somebody gets destroyed, you're gonna literally just draw 3 cards. Because most likely you're gonna have the Link. I forgot the Link 3's name. I don't know why, but most likely you're gonna have that, and you're literally just gonna draw 3 cards. I actually like the artwork of this card. I'm gonna play it. If I get this card, I'm really gonna play in my Crusadius. So that's actually kind of lit. The next card is a Tyrant Dino Fusion, which looks like it's a quick play spell card. It's a fusion summon 1 Dino Wrestler Fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as material. That the special summon monster cannot be destroyed by battle card effects once while it's on the field. So this is a fusion card for Dino Wrestlers. Dino Wrestlers seems like they have a sequel coming, so they're about to have a fusion as well. So it'd be interesting if they see if they get an XYZ or an XYZ in the future, or a ritual monster. Kind of interesting. The next card is the Dino Wrestler Marital Angle. It's an Earth Dinosaur effect monster, level 5, 1600 attack. During damage calculation, when a Dino Wrestler monster you control is battling the opponent's monster with the same or a higher attack, you could send this card to the hand to the graveyard. Your battling monster cannot be destroyed by battle. And when damage calculation step ends, the end of the battle phase, once per turn during the end phase, this card was set to graveyard during this turn by activating its own effect, and your opponent controls more monsters than you do, you can special summon this card. Dino Wrestler Ishikiramachi, I can't say the name. Earth Dinosaur, level 6 with 2200 attack, 0 defense. You only use this card's second effect once per turn. You control a Dino Wrestler monster, you can normal summon this card without tributing. During your turn, if your opponent special summon the monster and this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Dino Wrestler monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Then add this card from your graveyard to your hand. So that's actually kind of cool. So more Dino Wrestler support is always actually lit. I'm still upset that they kind of took over the whole Goki place. So I was hoping for like more Goki monsters, but it's understandable. Orchestrated Climax is a counter trap for orchestra monster. You only can use this card's first and second effect once per turn, only once that turn. When a spell or trap or monster effect is activated while you control Ochre's Link monster, negate the activation, you do banish that card. So it's a negate and banisher. That's kind of lit. Second, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Add 1 Dark Machine monster from your deck that is banished to your hand. You cannot search some monsters during a turn you activate this effect, except Dark Machine monsters. So that's actually kind of interesting. So it can get stuff from your deck or get stuff that you banish back. So that's actually kind of lit. This is a nasty counter trap. Orchestrated has a lot of good support as of recently, so this is actually kind of interesting. Next card we have World. Okay, we have a good couple more monster cards to wait. I think I talked about this one before. Trying to make sure I'm not, because there's a bunch of more. Okay, yeah, it's not many more. Next card we have is World Legacy Annihilation. It's a good trap, continuous trap. It'll use this card's first, second effect once per turn. You can banish 1 World Legacy monster from your hand, graveyard, face up on the field. Target 1 Link monster on the field gains attack equal to the banished monster's original attack. If a Link monster you control is destroyed by battle or upon this card effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Source on 1 Cyber's Link monster from your graveyard. So this could be good recycling. Good recycling or good for boosting monsters. That's pretty much it. It's an alright card. This card here, I thought that there's some ways you could work with this card. It's known as Orchestra No Puzzle Mino. Probably have a different name when it gets into English. It's a light spellcaster, Link 2, 1300 attack. Its arrows is right and down. 2 monsters with different levels, which in certain decks is not too hard. You only can use this card's name 1 second effect once per turn. If a monster that has a level of special summon face up to the zone this card points to, while you control this monster, you can declare a level from 1 to 8. That monster becomes that level until the end of this turn. You can target 2 monsters with the same level on each field and destroy them. I said this card can be really utilized in certain ways because if you get 2 monsters, it could like help you with XYZ plays. If you want to try to get some like 2 level 8s out, like if you already have 1 level 8 out, you have this card out, you literally just summon another monster, and you literally can just change its level. So I thought about like this being used in like just to get level 8s out. I don't know yet, but if this card come out, I might try to utilize it in certain decks and let y'all know how well it works out. The next card we have is Guard Dragon Reincarnation. It's a quick play spell. You only get activated once. Fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra. Go banish link monsters you control or in your graveyard's fusion materials. Now, if this card would have said you could use monsters on the field and also banish link monsters, I would probably play this in my Cyberse deck just to get the clock dragon out, but it doesn't do that. So, it's an alright card. You got to use link monsters if you use in the grave. I mean, either way, you're going to use it in something. XYZ Slot Dolphin, which is a water sea serpent monster with level 4, 1200 attack, 1800 defense. I feel like this card's going to get used in Sharks, but let me read its first second effect. If an XYZ monster is special summoned onto your field, you can special summon this card from your hand. If an XYZ monster is special summoned to your field and this card's in your graveyard, except during the turn this card was sent there, you can target one of those monsters, attach this card as a material. So you literally helps you with your XYZs. You can add it to. You can just add it. Probably can. I see this being used in like Toad or something like that. And that's it for all the new cards. I just want to talk about some of the new cards that just recently dropped. Sorry if there's any noise in the background. I'll live with people. But that's the end of the video. Any more new cards come out, I'm gonna discuss them. I just wanted to do all of this in one big video. I think the main card that really wanted to get talked about was the new Ghost Girl, I guess. I think she's probably like the least annoying Ghost Girl out of all of them. So I don't really mind her as much. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of her. But that's the end of the video. This is Itachi from Itachi's World. Release you from this Genjutsu. Peace.